Yes, sir. Hey, you guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for tuning in with me again.
Welcome back, y'all.
Girl, this grass. About the 5 worst dates that I've been on, and they've all been since I've been living in Boston, but like really in my life, because I don't think that like I've had dates worse than the ones that I'm about to describe to you right now. I'm gonna go in order from 5 to 1. So number 5, I'm gonna call him Morocco. All right, so before I got in a relationship, I like to meet people on Tinder. I like to meet people on dating apps because like I just moved to Boston. I moved here by myself. I didn't know anybody here. I didn't have no type of family or nothing. And so I wanted to meet people. And so I was like, okay, I feel like Tinder and Black and like all of these other apps are great ways to meet people. So I'm swiping, you know, doing my those thing. I'm swiping. And so I come across this guy and he seems nice. I'm talking to him or whatever. And I figured like, let's just, you know, skip texting for days. Let's just meet up. So he said that he wanted to just do something real casual, and we both agreed to meet at IHOP. So I was like, okay. So I walked to IHOP because I'm like 20 minutes from IHOP, walking a little Harvard Square, and I'm sitting down waiting for him to come in. So I'm just sitting there, and like after a while, like he wasn't showing up because we agreed on like, I can't remember the time, but we agreed on a certain time, and it had been like 30 minutes. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna order my food, and I'm just gonna, you know, if he shows up, okay, whatever. So I order my food, and then this guy comes in there and he comes up to me and he's like, hi, are you Brianna? And I was like, who are you? Because the guy that came up to me was somebody completely different from the picture. I looked at the picture and looked at him and I was like, this isn't you. And he was like, oh, I just like to put that on there to like be low key. Like I don't want a lot of people to know who I am. And so I immediately thought that was very fucking strange. But I was just like, okay, you know, I'm already here. Let me just, you know, see where this goes. So I wanted to inquire more about why he had a fake picture on there because I thought that was really strange, but I didn't pry it at first. Like at first I was just like, okay, let's just sit down and talk to know each other. As the conversation went on, he eventually told me, he was like, you know, I'm a pilot and I actually live in Morocco, and y'all know Morocco is like North Africa. And I was like, okay. And he said, I travel from city to city and I have that fake picture on my profile because I don't want my wife and family to find out about me being on Tinder. And then he said, this is the kicker, y'all. And then he was like, well, you know, I just like to have fun when I'm like, you know, in different cities. And so I was like, so you thought you was gonna have fun with me? You thought I was gonna show up and you was gonna have fun with me? No, like I thought that was really strange. Like after he said that, I became immediately uncomfortable and I was like, okay. I didn't say it, like I didn't show it, but I was just like, okay, I know I'm gonna have to leave soon because like this is really weird. Like this can go nowhere. So after that, like after we kind of changed the subject, I was just like, well, you know, like it was nice meeting you, but I really have to go. Like I made up something, like I had like work to do or something like that. And I was like, you know, that's the end of that. So that was the only time I got catfished. So let me tell you about the next guy. I'm gonna call him Chains. And you'll see why I'm calling him Chains. So me and my friend Nina, my lovely friend slash assistant, were at this restaurant called Felipe's. Felipe's is where everybody goes that lives in the area that I live in at Harvard Square. It's like the spot to go on the weekends, you know what I'm saying? You want to turn up. It's not going to close at 10 o'clock like everything else in Boston. Like Felipe's is the place to be. So me and Nina decided to go to Felipe's. And we was just standing in line, you know, just waiting for it to be our turn to order some food. And then this guy came up to us and just started talking to us. He was like, hi, my name is Chains. And I don't know what he said. I think you guys are really pretty. I don't know. He was just making small talk. And so shortly after like talking to us for like a couple minutes, he offered to buy our food and drinks. And I'm not gonna turn it down. Like, yeah, you buy my drinks. That's fine. So he ended up paying for our food and our drinks. And then, you know, he sat down with us and he started talking to us and he started telling us about like how he owned all these properties and how he owns his own salon and like how he has this and these cars and this and that, and money's not a problem, and bragging and whoop de whoop and doop de doop, de whoop and doop de doop. And I was like, okay, cool. So that's cool, whatever. So after that, you know, he said that he wanted to see me again because, you know, he had a good time with us, and, you know, my friend Nina's married, so obviously she's not gonna see him again. And so I was like, yeah, sure, let's meet up, whatever. I worked at this restaurant and I got like a discount at the restaurant, so I told him just meet me at the restaurant. So he met me there and I got there before he did, and when he came in there, he was like already really drunk. And I don't like that because, I don't know, I just feel like that's a bad impression for a first date. And I also just feel like, why are you showing up drunk if we are planning to drink at, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so he showed up already drunk. And then when he sat down and, like, you know, the waiter gave us the menus and everything, he was acting like he didn't want to order no food. Like, he was like, oh, just get what you want, I'm just gonna chill, da da da. I think that that's weird. Like, we supposed to be here on a date and you're not trying to eat nothing. But yeah, so then, you know, so I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So I ordered my little food. I can't remember what I got, but he didn't get anything. The only thing he got was more things to drink, and I was like, okay, whatever. So then, like, we started talking. And when you just meet somebody, like, of course, like, it's gonna seem like you're asking more questions than usual because you don't know anything about that person. So I'm gonna give you an example of what he was doing. So I was like, hey, so, you know, so where are you from? This is him. You know, life isn't about where you're from. Life is about enjoying it. I don't stress about stuff like that. Okay, so what kind of music do you like? Oh, you know, I like all kinds of music. Music is just, you shouldn't stress about music. Music is just... Okay, so what do you like to eat? You know, food is really what you make it. Food. Like, he did that for every question that I asked him, and I was like, okay. Like, I don't really know how else to continue this conversation because he's obviously gonna keep doing this. So on top of that, y'all, he was being really loud. Like, it was clear that he was drunk. Like, his volume control had no fucking cap. Like, he was just so loud. And then he started calling people while we was sitting at the table and, like, showing me the different people. Like, he would call his uncle, like, hey, uncle, this is whatever. Hey, sister, this is whatever. Hey, niece, hey, whoever. And I was just like, that shit was really weird. That's not even the worst part. So he could tell that I was starting to become disinterested, and so we started to wrap it up. And then as we was wrapping it up, he leaned in and he was like, you know, I really don't think that this is gonna work out between us. And I was like, I agree, honestly, thank you so much for the food, but I don't think it's gonna work either. Thank you, you know, whatever, I'm gonna leave. So I got up and I walked over to the hallway so that I could, you know, call my Uber to get ready to go. This nigga get up and follows me to the hallway. And he came over to me and was like, so, you know, what was the problem? Like, what do you mean, what's the problem? Like, you first of all, you know what you did, then you told me that it wasn't gonna work, so why are you following me out the door? So I was just like, you know, I agree with what you said, like, it's not gonna work, we can just part ways, like, it don't even gotta be all of that, right? So he was like, okay. So I decided to leave out of the restaurant and go stand somewhere else because I was like, I'm not gonna keep talking to him about nothing. So I decided to walk to CVS. This Negro followed me to CVS. And was like, you know, I just don't even understand, like, what the problem is. Like, why are you following me? Like, what is going on? And I was just entertaining him because at this point I'm thinking, I was like, he must be crazy. Like, he must be crazy because why is he following me? So I'm looking at my phone, looking at the little Uber app, seeing, like, how close my Uber is or how far it is. And I was like, okay, my Uber is here, I gotta go. And I blocked his number and I never talked to him again because he's fucking weird. Big old weirdo. The only thing that I would say with dating apps, y'all, like things like Tinder, for me, I'm the type of person, I don't like to do a whole lot of texting. Like, I like to just get right to it. Like, I don't like to text for days. I don't like to text, period, actually. I like to talk on the phone. I'm a very verbal communication kind of person. So you just gotta try to feel people out a little bit more. You never know what people are really about. So it's good to try to, like, feel people out before you meet them instead of jumping the gun like me. Most of the dates that I've been on, though, that have been really terrible have been people that I've met on apps, because I feel like all of the, like, mentally disturbed people get on Tinder. Like all of the niggas that either don't have nothing else to do, they know they're fucking crazy and they want to waste your time, or they're mentally disturbed, they get on Tinder. And that's just what the fuck they do.